Hey guys, Todd from Great Escape Farms here. I haven't done a homesteading update from the Pasadena homestead in a while, and this will be a winter update. I'm sorry, this is probably going to be a pretty long video, and I may have to break it up into two pieces. Just a lot of different things going on, a lot of stuff to show you, just because I haven't done one of these in a while. So on top of it, I'm preparing to sell the place, so I'm doing a lot of stuff here that I wouldn't normally do, picking plants up and moving them out to West Virginia after the farm and all. So I'll take the same path I've taken in the past. I've done quite a few of these in the past, but these are, sorry, here's a blueberry bush with buds starting on it. So we are Super Bowl Sunday, so the first Sunday in February. Just to give you an idea of timeline here, you can see the little buds coming out on the blueberry plants there. Okay, moving on here. This right here is a sweet scarlet goumi. I've taken quite a few cuttings off of this, and I'm going to trim this bad boy way on back and use all the cuttings for winter cuttings or hardwood cuttings. And I'm going to dig up around it and try to move it out to West Virginia. I don't know if it'll work. Plant might not make it, but with us selling this place and just with it being in a flower bed here and as big as it gets, let me step back and show you how big it is, because it is right up to that point right there. And I've been doing a lot of trimming on this thing just to get the cuttings and all off. So I would think that anybody who had this bush and isn't trimming it a lot would probably cut it down right down to the ground. So just for that reason, I'm gonna at least try to dig it up, try to save it and move it out to the farm. Here I have the Nanking bush cherry, and you can see they're all starting to not bud out, that's kind of the wrong term, and they're getting buds on them, preparing for budding out here. This is February. These are one of the first ones to flower out and bud out, so it'll probably be late March, early April. So I still have another 6 to 8 weeks before these guys are budding out. This is a multi-fruit pear tree, so they grafted multiple different types of fruit on it. And this is a peach tree, which I haven't really trimmed right. It's kind of growing high on me, but right now, like I say, I'm moving and I don't care too much. Last year was the first year we really had a decent fruiting on it. And this one is a plum tree, same thing. It's kind of grown up high. Both of these have lots and lots of buds on them. And I'm sorry, this is not a plum tree. This one is a nectarine tree. This one is a plum tree right here, and this one has never really been that healthy. So I get a lot of flowers, a lot of little plums, and then nothing really happens to it. Next up over here is our Illinois Everbearing mulberry. And I did some pretty drastic cuts on it last year just to get cuttings on it. Extra plant here. This is another one just with placement and the fact that it's a hybrid of the white and the red, but it's a dark colored berry, almost black, and it will stain the area. It will get pretty big pretty quick. So I would think anybody moving in here would not like it. So I'm going to trim it back and go ahead and try to dig it up and move it. Again, I don't know if it'll make it because it's pretty big at this point, but I think that the people moving in here would end up cutting it out anyway. Okay, let's go on down here. As far as inside the pool fence here, I'll do a separate segment on that in a couple of minutes here. I'm standing in front of a Bing cherry tree right here, and let's see, I had a couple flowers on it last year and I don't think it produced any fruit. I had another cherry tree out here to cross-pollinate with it, and it ended up that one ended up dying. So I don't know that I have anything to cross-pollinate with that one. I do have another cherry tree right here, but it's, I believe, a different variety, and I don't know that it's going to work. Murphy, stop digging. Dog's always digging away. So I have two plants right here, this one and this one. That's Rose of Sharon. Did a video on that last year, and the flowers and the leaves of Rose of Sharon are edible. So two edibles here. They look ornamental, and most people don't realize that they are edible, but they are. This arbor, usually I have the arbor right in here. I lay it down because we get a lot of winds in the winter time, so I've learned, yeah, it has broken before. You can see right up here I had to repair it. So what I do now is before the winds come, so at the end of summer, when I'm kind of done using it here, I just lay it down, and you'll see the bench back there. I did not lay that over. The wind actually blew that one over. And I did a video on winterizing the pond here. You'll notice that the water level is low, so I shut the pump off just yesterday because I was starting to get to the point where I was sucking air, and you can see there's skim of ice on it, and it's too cold to actually fill it up right now. So they're calling for rain tomorrow and the next day and the next day, so hopefully we'll get enough that I can power it back up. If not, I will get a hose out here and I'll fill it up. I do have fish in it, and it can build up toxins if you leave ice on it for too long, and just the fact of water moving will keep the ice off. So we'll play with that one later on this week. What else do we have back here? Let's see, this one is it's not a tropical hibiscus, it's a hardy hibiscus that we have here. Great big red dinner plate sized flowers. I have let's see, this one is a black currant right there. And let's see, this one is a fig tree right here. I have some Hanson's bush cherry. I have one here and one back there I just put in last year. A lot of goji berry right there. That's kind of spreading out. First couple years I had the goji berry, it did great, and last year it wasn't doing that horribly great, so not quite sure. Maybe it got shaded out too much by the Nanking bush cherry that are right here. I have one here and one back behind, and these are getting big, and they have lots of buds on them, so they should flower well this year. Let's see, back here I have in the front, there's one, here's two, there's three, and there's four. I have 4 honeyberries, which is, it flavors kind of like a blueberry, but the berry is a little bit bigger, and it's a different, kind of like a teardrop size. And then I have a high bush blueberry right here, and I have 2 low bush blueberries right there, so one here and one there. And this is a pomegranate right here. And this plant right back here, I know the name of consistently until I turn this video recorder on, and I always forget. So I can't remember, it's lavender. I'll have to look it up, but it's a flowering plant used for medicinal purposes and a number of other things. Also in here, I have a lot of maypop, which is a vine, and you can see some of that growing on here on the fence back there. It actually dies back to the ground every year and then pops up, hence the name maypop. So I have quite a few of those growing in here. I've been keeping them cut back. This year I did a little bit of a update on, actually the last update I did on the Pasadena homestead was showing how I'm taking everything out of here. So I still have a lot of strawberries to get out. I have some Egyptian walking onions in the back, and all of this area as well as this side area right here. So I'm going to leave the hugelkultur mound right here that I have these plants in, but on this side right back here where the dogs are, this will be grass. I'll pull this fence up, I'll take these beds out, all of this will be grass back here. I will leave I have 2 muscadine bushes right here. I'll leave those. I will remove the butterfly bush back there, and I'm going to keep the blackberries and stuff like that. I'm going to take one of these beds and put it on the back side of where the blackberries are and remove the shed back there that's going out to West Virginia with me. So what that will do is give one garden bed in the back, keep the blackberries and stuff there, keep the muscadines here, and keep the fruiting bushes here as a kind of a separator between the pond area and the grass over there. But it seems, living in suburbia where I do, grass seems to sell, so that's what I'm going to leave them here with, is a lot of grass. I had all this extra stuff just because I hate mowing grass, so the more space I can take up without having to mow, the better. This one right here is called a Cornelian cherry. It is a type of dogwood actually that has yellow flowers and little small edible red fruit, and it hasn't flowered before, but I see right at the tip of my finger where there's one there and there's one there, so it looks like this year I'm actually going to flower for the first time, so that'll be cool. I'll go ahead and do a post on a Cornelian cherry here. And another dogwood I have over here is a Cornus moss, or a Kusa dogwood, and it flowered let's see, it's flowered twice. Last year I had probably a dozen or so fruit on it. This year it looks like I may have a good bit more fruit on it. So definitely interesting plant here. It has fruit probably about the size of a quarter. Let's see, I can't remember how many seeds in it. There are a couple seeds in it, and you can make a number of different things out of it. A neighbor of mine made what was it called, Kusa jam, and it was kind of interesting. It was kind of like apple butter. So also the plants which I took out of the garage are over here, and they are I had to water them. So since I had water up and running, we actually did get in the upper 40s today. I went ahead and I hooked my filter up to take the chlorine out, and I am getting the pond back up and running here. So, and we can see the waterfall running back there. So just with the aquatic life in there, this ice on top is not good for them. So the water, moving water, will go ahead and clear all that up and keep my aquatic life alive. So that is it from Great Escape Farms. Please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel, and also check out our blog post on greatescapefarms.com. Also, we have a Facebook channel, a Twitter handle, and a LinkedIn page, as well as a Pinterest page, and also Tumblr. So you can reach all of that from our blog post at greatescapefarms.com. Also, if you're interested in any of these plants, a good majority of these plants I sell at greatescapenursery.com. So check that out as well. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope you have a wonderful day.